Here is a situation. Imagine there is a document available as an evidence, and if there are any oral admission made over the contents of such documentary evidence, what will prevail? Whether the document or the oral admission. Hey guys, welcome to my legal classes. This is Ganesh Pujari and we were discussing the chapter 2 of Evidence Act, which is all about relevancy of facts, covering from section 5 to 55. Here in this video, I am going to focus on section 22 and an amendment section, that is section 22A, which are all about when oral admissions as to contents of documents are relevant. Not taking any of your time, let's get into the first slide. Section 22 discusses about when oral admissions as to contents of documents are relevant. What happens here? There is a document which gives evidences, and if there are any oral evidences are given against such evidences, what happens? Here, while discussing this particular aspect, we need to remember the golden rule of evidence or the rule of good evidence, which says primary evidence is the best evidence. And when it comes to documentary evidence and oral evidence for the same, now documentary evidence stays as the primary evidence and that will be the best evidence. Now, no oral evidence can negate the documentary evidence. But section 22 also discusses about exceptions. What are the exceptions? There are two exceptions. One, the party which is proposing the oral evidence, if it proves that the document itself entitles such party to give oral evidence as the secondary evidence, in that case, oral evidence or admission is okay. On the other hand, if there is a question on the genuineness of document produced in the question, in that case also oral evidence will come into picture. Now, what is genuineness of a document? If the produced document or if the document in question is being proved like this is created or fake documents, or if it is said that the signature is not original but a forged signature, these are all on the genuineness of a document, and in such case oral evidence or admission will be taken. Otherwise, the documentary admission or the evidence is the good evidence or the primary evidence, and that will be considered as best evidence. Now here I am taking a pause because we are going to understand more about this in section 61 to section 65, which are discussing about proof of contents of documents, primary evidence, secondary evidence, proof of documents by primary evidence, cases in which secondary evidence relating to documents may be given. When we are discussing these 5 sections, let us try understand this in detail, but for now all you need to understand that except for 2 exceptions which I have explained, the documentary evidence will always be considered as relevant evidence and oral evidences will be considered as relevant under those 2 exceptions. With that, I am taking you to the next slide. Usually I try to give something about a case law, but here is a case law where a lot of case laws are being referred, and this is going in alignment to section 22 and many other sections. So what I am doing here, I may not be able to explain this because there are too much of dynamics. As a student, you can refer the case law of Perumal Chettiar versus Kamakshi Ammal, and you can refer many other cases which are referred under this case law. But if you are a practicing advocate, please go through the content that I have given in this particular slide, which are all said in Perumal Chettiar versus Kamakshi Ammal, and there are at least 10 case laws which are being referred here, and you have to go through the facts. All of them are discussing about many very different topics, so it will be too difficult for me to spend a lot of time and understand them and bring in here. So I have not attempted, because for student that much of detail is not required as far as this particular section is concerned. But if you are advocate, definitely you have the content there. Take the case laws, go through them in detail, and then you might produce them as a supporting document in your case. With that, I am moving to the amendment section, that is section 22A. Section 22A is an amendment section which is being added to Evidence Act after the implementation of Information Technology Act 2000. With Information Technology Act 2000, the term electronic record has been added to the Evidence Act, and the electronic record can be a video, audio, call recording, photograph, etc. The mail transaction, etc. will come here, and the similarity between section 22 and 22A is the document and the oral admission remains same, except for the change. Under section 22A, we are calling as electronic records. There it is document versus oral admission, whereas here it is electronic record versus the oral admission. Now, if there is a presence of electronic record, then there is no question of oral admission. But if there is a question on the genuineness of the electronic record, then oral admission comes to scenario. Now, what is genuineness of the electronic record? If such record is proven to be a fake video, fake audio, fake call recording, fake photograph, etc., in that case, oral admission comes into picture. But if the electronic record produced in question is genuine, in that case, there is no opportunity for oral admission. I hope that is very clear. And just like 22A, there are amendment section under section 65U also, that is section 65A and section 65B. Here we are going to understand special provisions as to evidence relating to electronic record and admissibility of electronic record. That's all I had to say about section 22 and 22A, and I hope you got sufficient clarity on the subject matter. With that, I am moving to my next class, which will be on section 23. Till then, thank you so much for subscribing my channel. Please like, share and comment my videos. All the very best for whatsoever purpose you are referring my channel, and thanks again.